Alright, here we are. It's Thursday, April 12th. It's been 8 days now since my last video. I slipped a little bit. Forgot to do it yesterday, so I'm going to take a tour through. I moved a couple of my pubescens upstairs here. There's one of my Ricotos and my Manzano, which I'm still trying to nurse back to health. Its leaves are domed over. I figured it might want a little bit drier of an environment because the leaves are curling and really doming over. And we'll see. I should probably start watering it with just plain water. But anyway, here's my Chadwick Cherry, Peruvian Purples, CGN 22184s are getting bigger, slowly but surely. Today I just bought a bag of fertilizer called Chickadee Doo Doo, and some organic poultry manure compost. I've been having some calcium deficiencies here and there. You can see my Jamaican hot chocolate habaneros, my white butt jalokias, my Bikino iracemas. There's the number 3. So I brought my oregano plant up, which is looking pretty sad. It's about dead. My peach butt number 2 has gotten quite a bit bigger since last week, and number 1 is also bushing out like a mofo. You can see all in there. My Ahicito number 2 is finally starting to bud out a little bit more. Although some of my other bacatums here, like my Bishop's Crowns and my other Ahicito, you can see I'm getting a little bit of curl from my Ahi Crystal. And there's my Chacoens, which I brought back up here since they like it drier. And Bishop's Crowns. A little bit of a spotting problem. I think it might be the early stages of edema. Yeah, there are some edema splotches on there. Hopefully that'll pan out. And you can see my Turtle's Claw, my BB Gusano. These guys are really loving this environment. They're bushing out really nicely. And there's number 2. Okay. Moving on in. Here's my lemon drop. See, I'm getting some curled leaves on this still. I am also, in addition to amending it with the poultry manure, I amended in some dried eggshells, sprinkled some along the base of the plant and all throughout the soil. There's my other 2 lemon drops. You can see they're getting curled leaves still. We'll see about that. I'll try not to overwater them. And my Zaveries, which I planted up. Yellow bullet habaneros are bushing out really well. My red 7s are doing reasonably well, but they're getting crinkled leaves. Some of these chinins seem to like a lot more calcium and magnesium. They're doing well enough, but I amended some of the eggshells and stuff into all of these, so these should start taking off. There's my red REBB Gusanos. And my big Nagabon. Look at the leaf on this. This is doing really well too. And there's the other Nagabon. Oh, and here's my Pimenta Dinade. Both of them perking up. And this is my Tasmanian Red, yeah. And my Amazon. And I believe my Tobago Seasonings. They're throwing out lots of leaves quickly, but they're staying small. My yellow-orange bird peppers. Oh, that's my other Bikino. And then these are my other 2 Cantina yellows. And this is my only, it's the unknown, which I think is a chocolate butt. Then there's my Cantina yellow number 1. That one's really nice and bushy now. My CGN 21500 is starting to bud back up again. And here's my unknown from Dale Baker. See, that one's doing really well, nice and bushy. My Scorpion Maruga, kicking ass still. I'd maybe pot this up a little bit. And then there's my, I'll climb on through here, because this one I really would like to show. My white Fatali. You can see that one is quite a lot of bushiness to it. So I believe that's every one of them. Up here, I'll go downstairs in a minute. See ya. Alright, here we are in the downstairs greenhouse. It reeks bad like that manure in this more enclosed, more humid space. Ugh. Stinky. There's my strawberries. Alright. There's my purple UFOs. They're starting to show early signs of edema. And their calcium deficiency by the looks of it. So I'm glad I amended the eggshells in here. They're starting to lose a couple leaves. And my TOs also have a few of those early signs on the upper sets of leaves here. I'm not sure if you can see that, but and there's all three plants. Slowed down their growth in the last week. I've been struggling to keep this room reasonably humid, but not being too humid. It's been holding at 55 to 70% humidity, which is a little high. My tomatoes are looking kind of sad. I'm not entirely sure why. I think I might pot these up to a little bigger containers. But anyway, moving along. Here's my eximium. It's recovering from its droopiness. I had to water it when I got home, but it's bushing out nicely still. My pimientos, I actually pulled some flower buds off of this morning. They were throwing out a bunch of flowers. As you can see, crinkled leaves. Thinking calcium, same thing. And then there's my other two rocotos. Those have slowed down their growth quite a bit. I'm not sure exactly why, but there's my Anaheims and my Hungarian black. This is my other eximium. Looking like this one might be an early edema. This is my Peril Orange. And these are my Apaches. These are doing really well. Gotten big fast. And my other TCO 7246, it's got really, really bad edema on the stalk, and the new leaves even are bumpy. This is my Coriciticami, number 1. And where's the number 2? Oh, here it is. So, moving along here, my other purple cayenne. So these two are closing in on each other now as far as size goes. This other one is bushier. This is my bird's eye. Number 1 and 2. Those are bushing out really well, as you can see. Focus in on this. Same thing with my Cheyenne again. It's finally starting to take off again. This one not quite as much. I think they might have each chosen a gender. Monkey face. They're generally liking it in this corner behind the heater. They're all bushing out, but you can see some curly leaves, which I'm trying to correct with the amendment with the eggshells and whatnot. So yeah, there we are. And then there's my gourd, which fell over. I don't know if I broke the stem or not, but we'll see. So there you have it. I'll see you next week. I guess we'll make it on a Thursday now, or maybe I'll go back to Wednesday, whatever. Bye-bye.